I know it's December and you certainly don't want to hear about weight loss tips, right? However, you might be interested to learn how to avoid a crazy amount of weight gain this holiday season. By working with many different clients over the years, I've been able to distill the way they were able to avoid 80% of the weight gain with 20% of the effort. And what that means is that you can still enjoy a lavish Christmas dinner without coming back in January thinking, oh my God, what happened? I've been able to distill those into 10 actionable insights that I've made a small video about, and I'm going to share those with you today. Perhaps you have some time for that. Let's go. So let's start off with what does work. Dietary wishes also work for diets. It sounds so obvious if I say it. You know that it works for peanut butter, for shellfish, etc. The host will even ask you in advance, so are you allergic to something? Can I accommodate you in any way? Also share the dietary wishes you have when it comes to cutting your waistline. So the second tip is to use your body's natural braking system to its advantage. And one way to do it is, for instance, to choose between the same type of food. So for instance, you have a grape and a raisin, technically it's the same fruit. However, you can eat much more raisins, which are super calorie dense, and you can eat much less grapes. So a few grapes will make you completely satisfied. Same, for instance, with the beautiful rye bread. Instead of some cheap baguette from the supermarket that you put in the oven, eat more of the good stuff. Another way to do this is to eat more protein. Protein is usually satiating. So if you have a nice cut of meat or beautiful fish, go crazy on good food. Sure, you want some dessert, but it's not going to be the crazy amount of craving you have if you don't eat well. So the third tip is to accept the poor decisions to avoid the awful decisions. Yes, perhaps have that tiramisu that is freshly made, but avoid those highly processed Oreo cookies that are laying on the table. Also, I would encourage you to eat small portions. So don't say no, but just take a smaller portion. The fourth tip is to think the physically difficult moments through. If you're gonna expect to see a lot of champagne or a lot of cookies or chocolate spread throughout the house, make a conscious decision before you go there and say, do I want that? And if you don't, make a decision now that you're not gonna do that. That makes you already have one leg up on everybody else. The fifth tip is to think the mentally difficult moments through. Come on, have a glass. Come on, have a slice. Why don't you? The reason behind this, I believe, is something called cognitive dissonance. So people want to push you to do the bad thing because it makes their behavior not stand out. Know that this is going to happen and you will be able to see it and not fall victim to it. So the sixth tip is to walk after meals. It sounds so simple, but it's such a game changer. After a crazy meal, your veins are gushing with energy. If you start walking, you're going to use that energy straight away. Your body's going to get rid of all that sugar without triggering all that fat storage hormone. So the seventh tip is so obvious perhaps, but it's still so important. That's why I've included it. Don't drink your calories. You're already having a lavish meal. There's no need for you to also include a massive calorie bomb in the form of a cocktail, a few beers, or maybe some sugary drinks. Just have some sparkling water, tea, maybe some coffee, and you will massively reduce the amount of calories that you're consuming. So the eighth tip is physical compensation. There's a lot of glycogen going around in your body, and glycogen is basically the derivative of glucose. So your muscles are full, your veins are even full, your liver is full. You need to get rid of it, otherwise it will be stored as fat. A great way to do that is to do HIIT training or Tabata style, dripping a sweat, high heart rate. This really burns that sugar. So the ninth tip is nutritional compensation. So you had a lavish dinner yesterday, so today perhaps have a late breakfast. Make sure you have a proper lunch. Don't go crazy on the Oreo cookies again, and make sure you don't drink your calories. Don't have a pizza night. These are all the small things that really add up. So go in and go out. So the last tip is to sleep well. Sleeping well lowers your cortisol. You probably notice when you have a poor night, you'll be more hungry and more craving the types of food you prefer not to eat. So come home, make sure you don't eat after 6, 7 or 8 o'clock at night, and also make sure you don't doom scroll until late at night. So take care of your sleep to avoid making the poor decisions. So I thought it might be helpful to add 3 bonus tips on what doesn't work. So the first thing is count your calories. Avoid that. Why? Because practically it's going to be a mess. You don't really know what's in the dish, the sauces, it's going to be complicated to put it in your favorite food tracking app. Moreover, socially it's going to be weird because you're the one with the phone all the time. People are going to look at you, it's going to be awkward. You don't want to think about it, or you don't want to make others think about it. So just forget about it. The second thing to avoid, I think, is to aim for perfection. Just accept you're going to eat a lot of things that technically don't really fit your healthy body, but it's part of the game. Focus on the 80% that you can minimize with 20% of the effort, and you're going to be fine. But don't aim for perfection because it's going to be one big disappointment. So the third thing I would suggest you to avoid is to see the entire holiday season as one big event, because then in January you're gonna come back and think, oh my God, what happened? So I hope this video was helpful. In case you do want to lose some weight but not right now, I get it. I would encourage you to follow me or connect with me, so as soon as you do have the time we can reconnect and you can still see what we can do for each other when the time is right. If you want to get more specific right now and want to beat the traffic in January, I would encourage you to go to my website and plan a short and free strategy call. Here you will get a concrete timeline based on actual client experience and a very specific way of approaching things in your situation. There's no pressure, there's no sales pitch, it's just me sharing what could work for you, and you can have the full time and transparency to decide what you want. Either way, I thank you for your time, hope this was helpful, and I will see you hopefully soon. Take care.